Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some more Planescape Torment, shall we? Picking up where we left off. And indeed, this obsidian monument, we've seen this, iconography around before. It's in the opening cutscene, and I know we'll see it some more. Sydney, good evening, good to see you. So we already talked to Quentin, I do believe, but I don't know if we talked to Death of Names here. Death of Names. You see a Dustman with a crooked smile frozen on his face. Despite the smile, his eyes are as dull as stones. His right arm is shorter than the left, and he keeps it tucked to his side, as if cradling a small child. Oh boy. Yeah, Sydney, no, I forgot to change the name. I had to quickly redo that. Greetings. The Dustman's eyes slide over you. Name, the way he speaks the word, it sounds like the tolling of a bell. I don't know. No name. Can't help you. The Dustman speaks in a curious sing-song voice. Need to give a name if you want to see where it's died. What?
Updated my journal.
Give it a name when you're born. Give it back when you need it no more. Death of names. His eyes swim across the monolith, then the walls of the area. Buried many names here, Death of Names has. Tell me a name, I'll show its grave. Ooh. Hey, Etarm, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Well, we know one, right? Dionara. His eyes roll to the back of his head, then pop back. With a wild gleam, his eyes run across the walls of the monument, scanning the names at inhuman speed. He then points at a section of the wall. Buried. Examine the spot he's pointing at. Chiseled into the black stone, in tiny, cramped writing, is the name you requested. It is almost lost beneath the sea of names around it. I had another name. Let's see, how about Doll? He shakes his head. Not dead yet, that name is. Not buried here, no, not time. Okay. Hermie, good evening, good to see you. Can you bury a name for me? He nods, then unfolds his small hand from where it is cradled on his side. It looks atrophied. It is the size of a child's hand. Cost Jink to bury a name. 3 coppers. 3. Well, I've got Dionara, Doll, and Quentin. No name today. Farewell. I don't know if I need to bury anybody at the moment. I think we're okay. Alright. So, let's go ahead and open our journal. So we're still looking for Farad. From Mort Red, I need to find someone named Farad. And we need to find my journal. And we need to find Craddock for Bane the Sender. Bane said the person I needed to deliver the message to was named Craddock, and is said to be an overseer in a marketplace somewhere in the hive. And he said he's a giant, stern-looking man. All right. Well, we'll look for that. Let me take a look. So, Dustman Monument, Northwest Hive, Mausoleum, Shalandra's Kip, the Gathering Dust Bar. I think we need to spend some time in the bar. More than I have, anyway. The post, Anna. Well, we talked to Anna. It didn't go well. Let's go in the bar. Let's see how much fun this is going to be. The Gathering Dust Bar. You stranger. Alright, there's lots of dustmen here. Awaiting death. Norochi. You see a spindle-thin dustman in dirty black robes. His stiff black hair springs forth from his skull like a crown of spikes, and his leper-white skin is drawn sharply across his skull. He is frowning into his drink and mumbling to himself. "Greetings." The dustman looks up, blinks once, then looks you up and down, studying you. As he studies you, he takes one of his spiked locks and points at himself with it. "Norochi, Initiate, Dustman, Guard. You look troubled." Norochi touches his face and traces the shape of his frown with his finger. "Troubled, yes. What's wrong?" "Many troubles have I. Help, can you? A mausoleum awakes, the dead walk, the dead disturbed, the dustman disturbed. Oh, gee, I don't know how that happened. Find out what disturbs the undead and copper coins will I pay." Very well, where is it?
Updated my journal.
Alright, so maybe he's talking about a different thing that has attacked the undead and disturbed the dustman. Mausoleum by Dustman Memorial. Go north and west from Black Monument. Go to Arch and make a semicircle over your heart with this finger, this make. He wiggles his index finger on his right hand. To the mausoleum, go you will. I'll look into it, buddy. He's going to give me some coppers. That's big money. "You look lost, sir," he says. Well, not lost, just don't know where I am. You know what I mean? You know the difference? Emmerich. You see a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. He is dressed in dustman robes and is regarding you with a stony gaze. "Greetings. You have the look of one lost." The man's voice is like stone settling. "Did the wind send you? Or are you here with purpose?" "Chef Smitty, good evening, my friend. Good to see you." Now that sounds like a good day at work indeed. I hope you're having fun with Grounded. "Who are you?" "I am Emmerich, Factotum, and Initiate of the Fourth Circle. Is this your bar? If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine." He pauses, as if trying to emphasize a point. "The dustmen here are my students. They are under my protection. Can I ask you some questions?" So, I believe I have angered the dustmen, and they were attacking me on sight. I wonder if I can get back into their good graces. Can you tell me about the Dustmen faction? Dustmen seek the true death. Some call it oblivion, but this is incorrect. To Dustmen, the true death is freedom from the chains of this false life. Very good semantics, I like it. I actually know this stuff pretty well, I feel like. I had some other questions. I'm looking for a man named Farad. Have you seen him? "I would know why you seek the collector Farad. He stole something from me." Emmerich remains silent. His gaze is unnerving. He doesn't seem to blink. "Why do you want to know what my business with Farad?" "The collector Farad has brought many corpses to the mortuary of late. One must ask where the bodies are from. Tell me more about them." "Some are recent dead. They still have their last moments in their eyes. Many more bodies are centuries dead. The dust of ages lies upon their bones. One must ask where these bodies are from." Perhaps I could find where they're from. "I'd like to join the Dustmen. If you desire to join the Dustmen, I will hear your request." Yeah, right. Well, I don't mean like join, like fully join. I mean like just become good enough friends with you so maybe I'm not attacked in your facility, if you know what I mean. I got some other questions. I'm looking for my journal. These eyes have seen no journal. Perhaps your search will take you elsewhere. I'll look somewhere else then. Thanks, buddy. So he's not going to help me, but he does, he seems alarmed at how many bodies the collector is bringing. These gates are made of a featureless black metal. There doesn't appear to be any way to open them. Indeed. Yeah, Hermie, I need to get to the Christmas party. They have a really good Christmas party. They dress up the zombies. It's a lot of fun. Let's talk to the skeptic. As you approach, the elderly woman, her name is Siri the Skeptic. She turns and stares at you. La, look who's come a-calling on Siri today. Death's dearest son. She looks you up and down, then shakes her head in disbelief. By every power and its mother, boy, what crypt did you crawl out of? I'm fresh from the mortuary, actually. That's so, Sarah raises an eyebrow. Warms my ears to hear you gave that place the laugh, boy. Not much of a watering hole for one who isn't relieving themselves. She sniffs. Chich. Too many cobwebs and dusty minds. I did talk to a very dusty mind. You don't like the mortuary, aren't you a dustman? A dustman? I suppose, Seer sniffs. Chich, I've seen enough sand pass through the hourglass while wearing these robes. This body's almost ready to pay the ferryman. She chuckles, but there's not much mirth in it. Are you afraid of dying? Course I am, boy. Who isn't? She frowns and glances around. Well, except Dustman. They're not afraid because they've been swallowing so much of their own bat droppings over the decades. They've blinded themselves into thinking that death is some kind of release. Titch. You don't sound much like a dustman. She shrugs. I guess the dustman robes don't fit me as well as they used to. So what sparked this crisis of faith? She shrugs. Life? I suppose it, She frowns. Ha! Never you mind. I won't bore you with the niggling details. I'd like to know, actually. Oh, would you? She looks at you skeptically. How old do you take me for, boy? Alright. So this is a difficult question. She's asking me about her age. Truth. Old. Let her down gently. Just a few centuries at most. Lie out of kindness. I mean, I don't know. What are you? 12? I don't know and I don't care. I'm gonna lay it on. Old. She snorts. Well, you're wrong. Hey, Ty, what's up? Oh, is there a Seymour? Oh, you're right. Thank you. I forgot about that. I could have said other things to her, huh? I've seen many dustman whelps grow within our order, taught them the ways of the faction, kept the faith, preached the tenets of the faction, she frowns. And so on and so on. No questions, no doubt. This life was merely an antechamber that led to the true death. What happened? Well, a half-month back I went sick with a fever, she sighs. I thought it was the end. It rattled my cage. How? Her face becomes as stone. There's something about having your faction members circle around your deathbed like a pack of pale-faced ghouls, nodding and agreeing that your suffering and dying is all for the best. Oh, Seer is so fortunate. She shall soon be relieved of the burden of life. Burden of life? That's when it struck me. That there's something, a queer expression comes over her features, addled about not appreciating your life. The Dustman keeps saying that life is misery and suffering. Is it? That we should be happy to pass on into oblivion. Should we? She shakes her head. Questions, questions, and precious few answers. It doesn't sound like you believe in the Dustman philosophy anymore. I suppose I have got a swarm of doubts all buzzing in my skull. She rubs her temples. Hard to get them all to be quiet sometimes. They need to be fed some answers, and I haven't got them all worked out yet. What will you do? To be square, boy? I don't know. Seer sighs. That's the problem with doubt. I can't even trust that what I'm feeling is true, or if I'm scared of death only because of my brush with the fever, or even what I should do. Is this a passing thing? I don't know. So I could say, Seer, if you had truly believed in the Dustman philosophy, then your brush with the fever would not have left you with such doubts. Or, taking Ty's suggestion to show more, I have there's a bunch of options. Seer, I would treat this as a test of your belief. It sounds like these feelings are only temporary. All those years of devotion to the Dustman could not have been false. At the core of the Dustman philosophy is that this life is one of pain. It is a weapon that life uses against the soul to keep it anchored to this existence. Do not let this brush with the fever break your Dustman belief so. Time will heal these doubts. It's a difficult thing to answer. Yeah, but enough about you. Let me I got some more questions. So, I obviously have a variety of options here. And we could think from our character's standpoint about the whole Dustman philosophy. First of all, we did get into a little scrape with the Dustman in the mortuary. They don't like us. And we don't seem to actually be able to die. And they consider me bad for business. So I'm not going to drink the company Kool-Aid. Yeah, Hermie, exactly. I'm thinking about just, going with her about, like, this was a real wake-up call. I got 500 experience. Seer stares at you, then nods slowly. Maybe so. Maybe so. She frowns, her face wrinkling up in concentration. I'll have to chew it over some more. You should, it's no small matter. La, now, enough of me rattling on about my woes. Seer stares at your scars. You look like you've shared a few handshakes with death yourself. They weren't handshakes, it was worse. Hasn't that changed your views somewhat? Doesn't it make you appreciate life a bit more? I got some options here, so let's look at them all. Well, my condition is unique. I woke up in the mortuary. I think they mistook me for a corpse and were prepared to bury me. The strange thing is, I think I actually had died and got better. Or truth, yes, it shakes my views. Truth, not really. Yeah, I was totally changed, and then I kind of just forgot everything, and then I ended up with this talking skull. You know how that goes. I don't really want to talk about it. It's too personal. I'm just gonna, do the really. I'm telling her everything. I'm being very open. She was very open with me. She blinks. You're rattling my coffin. It is a bit dangerous to reveal this to a Dustman because Oldie von Oldenstein down there in the mortuary told me that they would come after me if they found out. But I feel like she's not going to rat on me because she's, having this crisis of faith. I could tell them if pressed. You know what Seer said? She said that it was creepy that you were standing over her deathbed. Yeah. Turns out he's only mostly dead. Shows how much you know. Yeah, no, it's true. Strange are the ways of the plains, and I've seen too much to throw any tale out with the wash. Does anyone wash around here? I haven't gotten that impression. She studies your face. If it's true, why does this happen? All I know is I woke up in the mortuary with no memory and covered with enough wounds to kill me 3 times over. Now don't be saying that too loud, she glances around. Most peculiar. Never heard of anything like that. Shame about the memories. Do you have any idea why this happens? Nay, not a one. Never knew anyone who death wouldn't take. Until now. Yeah, I have some other questions. Oh look, she calls me Crypt Crawler. I'm searching for a man named Farad. Have you seen him? Seer's face crumples into a frown. That dog. He's the worst of the collector lot. I heard he has his kip set up somewhere in Ragpickers Square, many streets west of the mortuary gate. Dangerous place, though. Some of those collectors aren't patient enough to wait for folks to die so they can sell them for jink. Cody, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. I've been really enjoying it. I mean, to be honest, it does seem like a very precarious business practice where you're like, yeah, I make money by delivering bodies to the mortuary, and it's actually a whole lot easier if I just walk around killing everyone and just delivering them. There's really no questions that they ask, and I can take whatever goods that they want. I mean, this is all perfectly legal, right? Collectors? They're vermin that scavenge the bowels of the hive for bodies to sell to the Dustman. Make a living off the dead, a motley breed. Don't they have holes? Makes you ashamed to share the same city with them, she sighs. At least they help keep the streets clean. That's true. Got some other questions. Have you seen my journal? It's got some personal deets. It has my name on the front. Now, I don't know what my name is. What's it look like? I don't even know. If you don't know what it looks like, how do you expect to find it? I'm beginning to wonder that myself. Yeah, never mind. Forget I said anything. I gotta go. All right. So we did get some experience from her. And I've talked to all of the named people except Old Copper Eyes. Old Copper Eyes is a good name. I make money. Not very much money, but a little bit. Yeah, it says, needed for quest. Before you is a tall, silent figure. He could easily pass for a statue. This is Old Copper Eyes. Although the deep furrows in his face and brow make you wonder if the sculptor was a little too eager in defining the face with the chisel. He looks well over 50 years old, but exactly how much over 50 it's hard to tell. As he slowly turns to look at you, you catch the dull sheen of copper in his eyes. Greetings! Old Copper Eyes stares at you. His eyes are difficult to make out past the black well of his eye sockets, but they look to have a coppery sheen about them. I got some questions? Copper Eyes says nothing. Right. Never mind. Take care. Copper Eyes doesn't even sit down. You know, actually, now that I look at this bar, nobody sits down. There's chairs and there's tables. Nobody sits. You know, they really got the message that being, sedentary and sitting is just not good for you. So they're all here just hanging out, standing up, circulation blowing. All right. So now let's look at the map. Open tomb. This is the mausoleum, so we could go up that way to, get the quest for Von Creepenstein. Jam Dusker, good evening. Yeah, standing desks, right? Who's Dabbus? Oh, actually, I think I talked to Dabbus before. I dabbed him up earlier. This door... Can I go in here? I mean, I guess. Is this somebody's house? Small dwelling. Wife of Angyar. Ooh.
Done.
This looks nice. Hi. This woman looks to be in her middle years, and her hair has streaks of gray running through it. Lines of worry crisscross her face. As she sees you, she seems torn between asking you to leave and calling for the man at the table. Hi. You'd best leave, for I call my husband. He won't take kindly to ye having barged your way in our home. I didn't barge, I just leaned into your door with my shoulder to open it. It was stuck. And then I ran in unannounced. Is that... I don't think that's quite barging. If you were going to call him, you would have done so. Call your husband and you'll both die. Calm down, I just had some questions. She glances toward her husband, worry in her eyes. I have not the time, stranger. Do not be troubling me with such things. Oh, I'll trouble you. Oh yeah, let's look around. You'll make time. Excuse me, are you all right? Me? She seems surprised. Oh, aye, she lowers her voice. You'd best leave. Me husband has not been himself of late. You'd best not provoke him with your presence. Okay, we best not. Let's not provoke the guy. What's wrong with him? He's been out of sorts of late. A touch of the cough, maybe. It's gonorrhea. She gives him an unconvincing half shrug. What's really wrong with him? If you tell me what's wrong, I might be able to help. I think he's done something he regrets. Her worried expression melts into despair. I think he signed one of the dead contracts. I cannot imagine what possessed him to do such a foolish thing. Oh boy. Yeah, trust me, nothing bad happens to you. They definitely don't animate you and use you as physical labor for eternity. That we can just put that to bed. Dead contracts? The dead, the Dustman, have contracts that give them the right to someone's body. I mean, I know the answer, so, but let's just see if I could pursue this. And, why did your husband do this? He may have been a goat eager to bring home some more chink than custom. He's prideful, but I think he's hurt himself more by doing so. Can it be the contract be undone? She looks at you surprised and sighs. I've tried. I've spoken to the Dustman and he did the signing with, but he's cold and chill like all the Dusties. He even lectured me on my husband, as if I had no right to try and help him. Her lips became a tight, thin line, as if picturing the Dustman's face. He was cold, cruel, that was. Was his name Old Copper-Eyes, by any chance? Let's see what I could do. Who was the Dustman guy? The Dusty called himself Gravesend. I know not his first name. He has a table at the Dustman bar in the Hive. Gathering Dust. That's a good name. I believe the place is named. You can most like find him here. I'll seek him out. Where is it?
Updated my journal.
Head out to the street, go to the memorial stone, and head south and west. She taps her finger across her chin. You should run right into it. There's one of them. Her face wrinkles in disgust. Walking corpses out front. Hey, Michael, good evening, my friend. It is very gritty. I love how she's like, there's one of those walking corpses out front. It definitely won't be your husband in the future. Very well, I'll go see what I can do. I won't turn away such a friendly gesture. She seems grateful. Then her worried expression returns. But I must ask ye not to let on I asked you to do such a thing. Me husband had a terrible temper, and if he were to find out... Right, I got it. You'd take him down and turn him into a walking corpse. Lie. I promise, your husband. I can't make any promises. We'll have to see what happens. Then I ask that you keep as quiet as you can. Do you know where I could find a town crier, by any chance? Very well. I'll go see about undoing your husband's contract now. Unrelated. I just was curious.
I'm gone.
All right. Well, yep. We already went into Gathering Dust Bar, but I didn't see this guy. Let's see if he appears now. I'm coming back in. Yeah, Skullfriend will take him down quickly. Here he is. Oh, I forgot to talk to this guy. Mor Tai Gravesend. This tiny, wizened man is dwarfed by his huge Dustman robes. They look as if they were chosen to cloak his small stature. Although he looks to be in his late 90s, this man is extremely energetic. He fidgets continuously, and his eyes dart around the bar like a bird's. Greetings! The man's eyes gleam as he takes your measure, and he gives a slight nod in greeting. Hail and well met, traveler. You look like one who is just getting their Sigil legs about them, he trails off. Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar somehow. No, at least I don't recall you. Maybe I was mistaken. Mor Tai shakes his head. Well, no matter. How is it that Mor Tai Gravesend may help you? Do you seek... He clucks his tongue as he speaks. The contract, perhaps? Mor Tai, are you the Dustman who signed a contract with Angyar? Mor Tai frowns. He looks puzzled. Mayhap, he thinks it over. I do not recall the name. Do you have that contract with you? Mor Tai frowns, then looks into the folds of his robes. I do not normally keep the documents with me, but it may be. These robes are extra sized. You see, I'm small, but I can fit a small filing cabinet in here. He pulls forth a sheaf of papers from within his robes and begins leafing through documents. No, I don't have it on me. Perhaps you'd like me to fetch it from one of the back rooms? Not exactly. I would like to cancel that contract. Mor Tai looks wary. I'm afraid that is impossible. The contract is signed, settled, and binding. The contract is tearing the man's life apart. I got more options. Well, I could have, Hermie. It's a good idea, but my character is not good at any kind of thievery or sleight of hand. I'm just going to cast Fireball on him once I become a mage and learn it. I could also just threaten his life, but let's just say the contract is tearing the man's life apart. It's causing him distress. It is possible that he may not even be able to approach the true death with such emotions churning in his mind. Mor Tai chews it over for a moment. It looks like you've negotiated him into a corner. I cannot. It is a matter of law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his feelings in order to reach the true death. I cannot So, let's see, I got some options. So what you're saying is that you'll deny him the true death for the sake of a piece of parchment? Mor Tai sighs and holds up his hand as if to placate you. Look, it is not how you are making it out to be. You obviously hold the philosophy of the Dustman in contempt to damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will. I'm updating my social media feeds right now. Mor Tai glares at you for a moment, opens his mouth, closes it, then opens it. By the 9 hells, wait here. Drops his voice to a whisper, and keep your bone box latched. He gives an angry scowl and stomps off. Alright, let's wait for him. We got 500 EXP. A few seconds later, he returns. He is holding a dusty piece of parchment, which he gives you. Here, he sniffs disdainfully. All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone, and nettle me with your preachings no longer. I like how the Dustman, we actually don't like our own religion. It's a complicated position. Don't talk to me about it. I will leave. For now. Well, it was easy, Hermie, but I wonder if it was enabled by, let's see here, any of my stats. Like, if it was my charisma, maybe, or maybe my high wisdom, intuition. Like, maybe that dialogue option opened for me because of my stats. I'm not sure.
I'm gone.
I don't know if there were any dice rolls happening behind the scenes or not.
All right.
But let's go tell... unfortunate lady about the good news. And Angyar's wife looks up hopefully as you approach. Were you able? Yes, I was able to get the contract for Mor Tai. Here it is. She looks relieved and her eyes become misty. Oh, by the powers! The powers of Grayskull! You must be a diva in disguise to do such a thing for someone you barely know. It was your fireplace, really. I like it. I didn't do it for free. I expect something real valuable. Yeah, their entire religion is, a pretty easily exposable sham. But then again, I haven't been here a long time, so maybe there's good reason, or, a more inspiring call to arms for the faith. Give her the contract.
My journal.
Nay, if you could show me husband the contract, say that you got it for him, but don't say how. I'd appreciate it. Very well, I'll show it to him. I'm not going to ask her for money. She's got a horrible life already. The man looks haunted. His eyes are half-lidded as if he has trouble sleeping, and his hair is long and unkempt. His beard is flecked with bits of dead skin and old bits of food. He doesn't seem to notice you as approach. Going for the hobo chic look, I see. Greetings. The man glances up at the sound of your voice, and his slack expression vanishes. It looks like someone has lit 2 fires in his eyes. What be your business barging into me house? His eyes narrow and his teeth clench. Get, or I'll send ye back to whatever grave you crawled from. Funny story, I actually, the mortuary, the place where you're going to be working soon. Never mind, let me move that. I won't. Yeah, that's right, we can't mention the wife. Show him the contract. As you pull out the contract, the blood drains out of his face. For a moment, he seems at a loss for words, then his temper quickly resurfaces. Where did you get that? By the powers, you'd best told me. I took it from a Dustman named Mor Tai. It has your name on it. I could just tear it up, though. He can't seem to take his eyes from it. Would you bring it to me? To ransom it? I could ask him for money. Again. But then again, here's my goal. My goal... Hey, cowboy, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, tearing it up is a dramatic flair. But here's my motivation for this character. This husband seems like basically a nightmare for the wife to have to live with. So what I want to do is not take his money, because that's taking from her too. But also, I want to make this guy happy so that maybe she can, rest a little easier. Yeah, exactly. I can't fleece him to fleece her. Cowboy, not you, my friend. Hilarious. We're talking about Angyar. Tear it up.
Updated my journal.
You tear up the parchment, and Angyar's eyes follow the bits of paper. Uh-oh, Jim. She's on to you. Don't sign the contract, Jim, unless you want to be a zombie in the afterlife. His eyes follow the bits of paper as they float to the ground with a desperate look. He shudders slightly, then straightens, as if a great weight was lifted from him. He looks like he's about to thank you. Then he stops and stares at you suspiciously. Nothing's free. Not in the hive, Cutter. Consider this free, and expect a lot of rules in the hive to change while I'm around. I'm not really going to change the rules in the hive, so I'm not going to make a statement like that. I'm not really in the mood for power. I'm just going to say instead, I got more options. Well, if you feel the need to pay me, I had some questions. Yeah, Hermie, I agree. Maybe there is an option for that. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Like, why you can't just scroll down. Maybe their idea is they don't want to, because it is kind of annoying if the options are really long and then you have to scroll back up to like actually read the original text. So I can understand from a functional standpoint that they don't want to scroll down. But what it could do is it could be like this, where yeah, you're right about that, Hermie. You could just leave it like this to show that there's more, and then I can just scroll without having to click the button. But anyway, I'm going to say questions. Something happened. There was a sound effect. I got 750 experience. That happened. I'm looking for Farad. Do you know where he is? Aye, that name be known to me, and not a fond name is it. What can you tell me about him? He's one of them collectors, and one with a long shadow. He has quite a few boys at his beck and call. He may not be lord of the realm, but he's not a smart one to tangle with, lord or no. Do you know where I could find him?
My journal.
Got more experience. Aye, but I wouldn't be doing you a favor telling you to. One of me kin fell into his lot a few months back and spilled some of the dark of old Pharaoh. To hear tell, Pharaoh's actually got his kip buried somewhere under Ragpicker Square. To get to it, there's some kind of portal you need to jump through while carrying some junk in your hand. So I need a port key. It's like in the mortuary with the item. Where's the square? It's a few blocks from here. Go straight west from the gate. Keep going till you start seeing trash and rags piled up everywhere. Oh, that sounds great. You'd do best to walk careful there. The collectors there don't always wait. Right. So, one of the things I really like about this game is so I missed the boat when the game was booting up last time. It says Dungeons and Dragons right on the front, and it is D&D. It is granted a kind of offshoot of 2nd edition, but it feels very much like a D&D campaign that you're playing in, where you just get some objective and you can go talk to people, and most of the people can kind of help get you there, and they can give you directions, as opposed to some games where like people can't tell you, or there's not that much dialogue, but it allows you to kind of like not necessarily have to talk to everybody. There's some overlapping information, but it's nice. Yeah, no puppies. I got some other questions. Why'd you sign that contract? Perhaps it's the sheer amount of riches and wealth that surrounds you that distracted you, he snorts. We have less than nothing, and I needed Jink. Didn't seem to matter too much at the time where it might come from, and selling me body to the Dusties is a lot more honest than most work around here. What caused you to change your mind? It's just, he sighs. I saw one of them zombies on the streets a half-month ago, one of them zombies that work for the Dusties, and it stabbed me in me heart. I knew I'd made a mistake. I didn't want to be any part of that. Yep. We've all made our share of mistakes. I suppose so. Whoa, don't go too fast there, Angyar. I was also going to say, however, you more than others. I mean much more than others, just to emphasize that. Crispy. Good evening, my friend. Oh, cool. A shortcut in Pacha? That's great. I had some other questions. Nah, I don't want to sleep here. That's too creepy. Okay, never mind.
Ooh, looks like my
We leveled up.
skills have increased.
Oh, clever, Crispy. And then you can you shear them again? Yeah, so Jim, when you're on this screen, the UI stretches out more, but there's a world map that you can see, but you can't put it on this screen. I can just kind of zoom out and look at this.
I'm gone.
Now I leveled up. Oh no, actually I didn't level up. Mort leveled up. So let's level him up. Alright. So we got hit points. And he's better at fighting. Saving throws up. Okay. Well, I guess that's nice. Nice, Crispy. Obsidian is in the cave by the waterfall. Oops.
I'm gone.
Here, select everybody.
I've never seen something so
Oh, he's not following me. Here.
Yeah.
There you go. Select the whole party. Alright. So, let's go ahead. And I really haven't gone around this. Let's just uncover the whole map of this area. Pox. What a great name. Are you familiar with afflictions? Yep, that's me. This goes to... Oh, right, the mortuary. Well, I actually came out the open tomb. So I did quite literally crawl out of a tomb. It was the secret exit that I found. What are these? Oh. No. Yeah, what is this? Vines with black leaves. The stems look extremely sharp. So, I was like, I've talked to Davis. Now, Davis is just the name of those workers. Alright. Go in the mausoleum? I could. Oh my god. What just happened? Here, talk to this person. Who's Ingress? You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty, and her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a fused lump of flesh. It looks melted. Yikes. Like wax exposed to a great heat. I know. Ingress. And egress. Greetings.
Dated my journal.
What is it you want me? The woman's accent is thick, and you are having difficulty making out what she's saying. You want me to leave? Not leaving the city, so I'm not. I can't. I tried. It's not a city. It's a prison everywhere. Everywhere? There's worlds. There's... Her eyes gleam madly. Plains that be sinking sands. Fields thirsty nettles be. sightless worlds where ye limbs are given life and hate, cities of dust, whose people are dust and whisper ash, the house without doors. You mean a tent? The twilit lands, the singing winds, the singing winds. She starts to sob quietly, but she seems all out of tears. And shadows. The terrible shadows there be. I really haven't heard any negatives that you've mentioned so far. Where are these places? Where's them places? She flings the lump of her right hand in an arc, gesturing at the cityscape. They's all here be. Doors. Doors here to everywhere. Doors? You mean the 1970s blues rock sensation? You're not knowing this? She squints at you and her teeth start chattering. Tell you I will. Beware. Every space you walk through or touch in this thrice-cursed city, doors. Gates, arches, windows, picture frames. The open mouth of a statue. The spaces tween shelves. Beware any space bounded on all sides. All these are doors. Wow. It seems like that, Hermie. What do you mean? Every door has a key. It does. And with this key, they show their true nature. An arch becomes a portal. I did that. I've actually done this once. A picture frame becomes a portal. A window becomes a portal. A portal. Well, you get the idea. All eager to take you someplace else. They steal you away. She raises the lump of her right hand. And sometimes what's on the other side takes part of you as a tithe. Okay, you mean like your hand? What are these keys? The keys number as many as the doors of this city. Every door a key. Every key a door. Her teeth start chattering again as if she's cold. And the key is... A key is anything. It may be an emotion. An iron nail held between your second and fifth fingers. A thought 3 times, then thought once in reverse. Or it may be a glass rose. Pretty much my inventory is only glass roses, so I hope it's that third one. And these are all keys that open the doors?
My journal.
Yes. Her teeth start chattering. She clenches her mouth closed and squints her eyes. Yes. Can't leave. How did you get here?
My journal.
From... She seems to calm slightly and her eyes take on 1,000-league stare. Came from a place else from here. Almost a life ago. Hummed a tune by a glade with 2 dead trees that had fallen together. A brilliant door opened in the space tween the crossed trees. Showed me this city on the other side. I stepped through. Ended here. Wow. I gotta tell you what. If I looked through and I saw this city, I'd stay at the glade. Why can't I go back? Tried. Or why can't you go back, rather? She tries to sob again, but no tears come. Tried. All doors here lead to other places. She shudders and grips her melted right hand. Went through thrice 10 portals. Some a purpose, some accident. None of them right. Can't find way back. There must be a portal that can take you back. Can't even leave here. This square, and there the place of death behind the gate waits for me. She points at the mortuary behind the gate, then turns back to you, her face desperate. Can't go anywhere in this city. You can't? What do you mean? Okay, so she's talking in circles. Okay, I gotta go. So, I'd like to try to help her. I don't know if I can, but I did get 2 journal updates, so it's possible. Alright. So there's a portal. Should I go through? I just did. Guardian Spirit. This spectral figure materializes from the gloom of the passageway ahead and quickly moves to block your path. It floats before you, its once human features twisted in a mask of rage. Defilers! Leave this place at once. I like how to a guardian spirit screaming defilers, my response is, Greetings! Leave now! Its booming voice echoes down the halls. This place is forbidden to the living. Leave while you still can. You know, I don't know if you would consider me living. It's a funny story. Yeah. Hidely ho, neighbor. I got some questions. Seek your answers elsewhere. This place is a sanctuary for the dead. I shall not permit their slumber to be disturbed by the intrusion of yet another insolent mortal. Another? Has someone else been here? If you must know, yes. There is another intruder who, even now, continues to violate the sanctity of these hallowed halls. The anger in the spirit's voice fades. He seems somewhat saddened by the admission. The souls of my brothers and sisters cry out for peace. Who's the intruder? He is an evil coward who wields great power over the dead. Oh, I wonder if it's Farad. He seeks something within these halls. What it might be or what its purpose in seeking it is, I cannot say. Why don't you drive it away? I cannot. The coward has sealed himself within the inner chamber of the mausoleum. He has erected powerful wards that bar my entrance into the chamber. It is from there that he calls upon his dark arts to awaken my brethren and bends them to his evil will. Sounds to me like you need the help of one intruder to get rid of another. The spirit remains silent for several long moments. You can almost feel the weight of his lifeless gaze upon you. Yes, you might prevail where I have failed. If you will pledge to rid me of this blackguard, I shall grant you passage. What say you? I'm in.
Updated my journal.
So be it. The spirit slowly begins to fade until only the echoing of its disembodied voice remains. But take heed. Tread lightly in these halls, lest you join the others in eternal rest. Okay. So, I didn't want to spoil too much. People have been giving me a lot of tips in the comments of the previous video from the last stream. And there is a suggestion, I don't know where, but in this town, there's places I can go to change my class. So, everybody starts out as a fighter, as I understand it. And you can go and get your class changed, which would be good if I was going to get in any combat. Because I don't, like, right now, all I could do is hit stuff. Yeah, I know.
Done.
I'm looking for my advisor. So I'll save it, quick save it, just in case. And let's see here. Alright, I'm going down. I'd love, like, magic missile or whatever. Yeah, see, there's enemies in here. I'm out. I'm not fighting stuff. Now, also, a buddy of mine told me that you can actually avoid pretty much all combat in this game altogether. That there are only a handful of unavoidable encounters. Which is pretty amazing, you know, to say that you could play this in a way that was not necessarily pacifist, but just avoided combat. Alright. Let's go to the northwest portion of the hive.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Act casual. Alright. I'm real casual. Now, what do we got here? This is the flop house. Oh, yeah. I know all about the flop house. Well, there's a collector. There's my good buddy One Ear. There's another collector. There's Fleece. Fleece seems like the kind of guy you want to talk to. I'm definitely not taking your stuff. Fleece, it's me. You see a man who is looking around at the buildings with some confusion. He looks lost and is mumbling to himself. Greetings. The man looks relieved. At last. I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. I'm afraid this area of the city is somewhat, he glances around, apprehensively, unknown to me. The residents seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. He looks at you hopefully. Could I prevail upon you to help me, perchance? Depends on what kind of help you need. Let's show the options. You're on your own. What do you need? I seek the house of my Aunt Marguerite. She is reported to dwell in a house close to the mortuary, but the street layout seems to have changed since my last visit. Do you know the house of which I speak? I'm afraid I've never heard of such a place. The man frowns. I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know of such a place. Well, I thank you for your time. Good sir, it's most welcome. Alright. You're about to turn away when you suddenly have a feeling that something is amiss. Suspicious, you glance at the man again. Yeah, see, Fleece. Just in time to see him withdrawing his hand from your purse. You can't be sure, but you think he might have taken something from you. He took 5 copper. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The man jumps in surprise and then starts running. Alright. Oh, I'm hitting him. I'm not gonna hit him for 5 copper, it's fine. Oh, these rough streets. Every inch of this man's skin is covered in a web of black lines. It's as if some artist chose to accentuate every crease in his flesh with a quill pen. The overall effect is such that even when his face shows no expression, he appears to be frowning. Greetings! This one has a name. This one is called Porphyron. The man's voice is like a gong. As he speaks, the lines on his face bend and settle into a series of spherical patterns. This one would know. Why do you address this one? Got some questions. This one would have you know. This one cannot answer your questions. The lines on his face twist into angles, then split into a mess of scribbles. This one has only recently stepped foot in the place of walls. Alright, but why do those lines on your face move? The lines show anger. Do you take offense? The lines slowly straighten, forming into gentle curves. No offense was meant. Will you accept the many apologies of this one? Why are you angry? This one tells of event recent. Did you know this one was beset by 3? The 3 demanded an item of this one. This one feared an attack. What does this one do? This one surrendered the item. Well, you were right to be afraid. If there were 3, then they might have killed you, had you not given up the item. This one has been misunderstood. The lines on his face become angled, then smooth into curves again. This one did not fear being killed. This one feared killing the 3. Oh, good, good. Are you looking to team up, perhaps? Well, if you could have killed them, why did you let him go? This one walks the path of a warrior. Many weapons have walked with this one. The fist, the blade, the stave, the hatchet, the smiter, the poker, the slasher, the flayer. These tools are all known to this one. That's not much of an explanation. Again, if you're a warrior with that much training, why let him rob you? This one is forbidden to attack. The lines ripple across his face. If this one had struck at the 3 in anger, the vow of non-violence would be unmade. You're a warrior and a pacifist? This one is unfamiliar with your speech. What is this pacifist? Never mind. Why did you train so much if you're not permitted to attack another? This one is one of the Order of Heritage. We await the final days where all will be called to battle. Oh, the Rapture. Yeah, sure. The training and skills of this one, they are to be kept silent until then. Indeed. In the meantime, you will let yourself be robbed on the street without defending yourself? I mean, I just did the same thing. This one will clarify. The item is of value. The discipline of the heritage is of greater value. Since you won't fight, any chance you could talk these thieves into returning your item? This one addressed the 3 thieves. What happens? The requests of this one are met with scorn. They will not return it. I could go see if I could get it back for you. This one must ask, would you bring violence to the 3 that have robbed this one? Not if I can help it. This one fears a message absent of violence will not be understood. The lines on the man's face form into a series of ellipses. This one is not opposed to you trying. Alright then, what'd you lose? The item is this, a rope of black and red prayer beads worn around the neck. The worth of these beads is not measured in copper. The worth of these beads is measured in faith. Alright then, I'll see if I can find it. Do you know where they are? This one knows where they, words were traded by the bar that burns inside. The 3 were outside the place, dressed in black and red. Oh, +3 intelligence. I was not able to find it. 3 rovers dressed in red and black outside a bar that burns on the inside. That can't be too hard to find. Farewell. Oh, is this a dragon man? Look at this guy. This is Black Abishai. This black-scaled reptile towers to a height of 8 feet. Its great height, however, is offset by its thin, snake-like frame. A long, prehensile tail drags behind it, and its leathery wings are hooked behind its back. A strong, vinegary smell emanates from the creature, as well as a certain amount of heat. It seems to be ignoring you. Greetings! Whoa, Chief! Mort cuts in before you could speak to the creature. Bar that. You don't want to be rattling your bone box with any fiend on the street. Leave be. I wanted to ask it some questions. No, you don't. Mort glances at the creature, then turns back to you and lowers his voice to a whisper. They're touchy. Let's just go. Alright, I'll leave it alone. I'm actually going to listen to our buddy. Alright, so let's see. Where are we on the map? This is southwestern portion, Ragpicker Square. So Ragpicker Square is where Farad is, where we might need to go for the quest. Indeed. Well, let's see. Do I want to go look for the bar that's burning? Let's go to Ragpicker Square. Let's check it out. We're in. Yellow fingers. I've been eating a lot of bananas. Rat bone. Well, we do know that we can't get to Farad unless we have a special item to go through the portal. This sagging platform looks as if it's about to collapse. It's not good. Nod. As you approach the hooded, brown-robed man, you notice that he's mumbling to himself softly and occasionally nodding. Greetings. Someone comes to speak to Nod. Speaks to Nod. He suddenly breaks into a fit of hacking coughs, then nods to himself. What you doing? Nothing, except looking for debtors. Nothing else. He sniffs, then gives another hacking cough. Man, there's a lot of sick people around here. The husband had the cough. The old guy at the bottom of the mortuary had the cough. This guy's coughing. This is a rough place. He mumbles for a moment, then speaks again. Nothing else. Need to jink. Jink, jink. Deaders? The man nods. Dead-ers. Can sell 'em to the Dusties. Now, what is this place? He frowns and licks his lips. Ragpicker Square. The square. Trash everywhere. Aye, he coughs. What are you doing? Why are you looking for corpses? He starts nodding without really looking at you. Haul 'em to the black place, the mortuary. He tilts his head back and forth, then nods again. There, the Dusties, they haggles and gives jink. They takes the deader in, they do. Aye, nod, don't talk, tum, till the next body. He sniffs, wiping his nose with the back of his hand. That's great, buddy. That's great. See ya. Huh? You asked Nod? Nod'll answer a question for you. Go ahead, ask your question. Nod has a sister. Aye. Emerisi. Emerisi lives in the hive, away from here, away from the square. So long, long ago, Nod was separated from his sister, taken away. You've been separated from her, and you'd like me to find her?
Updated my journal.
You don't know her? He shakes his head sadly for a moment, chewing his lower lip. If ye sees her, if ye does, tell her Nod, her brother, worries about her. He does, he worries. Why don't you go find her? No. Nod covers his head with his arms, mumbling to himself. Nod can't speak right no more. He can't, nay, and he smells of the corpses and the dirt in the square. Ragpicker Square. No. The outburst sends him into a fit of hacking coughs. What happened to you, man? Nod sniffs, looking at the ground quietly. Finally, he begins nodding to himself, speaking softly. Nod was young, aye. He was, and started hearing voices telling Nod, do this, do that, bad things, bad. Like chewing on Nod's fingers, he holds his hands to his face, and you could see old bite scars beneath the caked-on filth. Hey, Big Vlad, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Yes, Big Vlad. I was just going to make a note of that, which is that, like, basically every person that I've encountered in just the 2 or 3 screens of the town that I've explored that has a name, has a lot of text, and has a side quest for you. Go on. So, Nod's parents takes him a ways, they does, puts him in a dark place, a winged tower, where they pokes needles and hooks in Nod's head. Voices stop. Aye, they do. But Nod can't think right, can't talks right. Nod escapes the place, he does, wakes up in the hive. Wow. So he was on another plane where he went to a flying tower where they did some kind of like lobotomy or something on him. And he escaped and then came here. Where was the winged tower? Dunno. Bad place, bad. He shakes his head violently, clutching at his temples before resuming his usual nodding. Go on with your story. Nod wakes up. There's collectors. Aye, collectors poking at Nod, saying, look, not a deader, he's not. Takes him back, takes him. And they takes Nod back, they does, back to the square so long. Years. Long years ago. Alright, I'll find your sister. Nod thanks ye, he does, Nod thanks ye. Emerisi was pretty, so pretty. Lives in the hive now, fair skinned she was, hair like jet. And always in blue. Blue, she was always in blue. Alright, Nod.
Updated my journal.
The midwife's hut, Sharegrave's kip. Okay. Just see where I can go here. Try to explore as much of the map as possible. Oh, there's something here. Where is this? Small dwelling. Alright, I'm gonna save it.
Done.
I don't see anything in there. Or in there. Now, is this the place where if I had the right item, it would open the portal or whatever that would lead to,
All right.
you know, Farad's hovel? We found this. What is this? And I can't get to it from here. Yeah, that's a great point, Hermie. I thought so, too. Jacob, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. I don't know yet. Oh, we got something going on here. This is a special.
Done.
Junk. So we want to take... it's just regular junk, but it could be what we need. I actually don't see how to get out of here. Kind of a problem. Oh. Who's coming in? Uh-oh. This isn't good. Flask. Unlike other collectors you've seen, the robes on this one seem to be of fine quality. Ah, another debtor has come to visit us. Please excuse the mess. My colleagues haven't had time to tidy up. There's no way out. Why, sure there is. The door is right over there, but you need one of these to activate the portal. He holds up what appears to be a small glass bead. Come, let us talk price. I'm listening. Simple. You pay my comrades and me 100 coppers. I give you the key to the portal. Okay, I only have 100 coppers. What if I don't want to pay? Then my friends and I will just have to sell your body to the Dustman. Either way, we get paid. I'm not very strong, but I think I'll kill you instead. I'm not going to just give you my stuff. So, I wish I had magic. I don't. I do have Raised Dead. But I need to go find the ability to get, you know, a class. Oh, he's casting a spell. Okay. So Mort rolled a 2 and a 3, and I rolled a 2. That's unfortunate. That hurt. Alright. He hit us with something nasty.
I'm hurt.
Alright, we hit him. 4 crushing damage. I don't know if I could heal myself if I have anything that would do that. Although, my character dying isn't really that, you know, scary, I guess. Let me see. I don't have any items. Mort, are you in there hitting or what, dude? Oh, I'm dead.
I hope he doesn't lose his memories this time.
So, now I could do this, but I could also... I'm just going to go ahead and load my game. And I did a quick save. Here we go. Quick save for... This was a long time ago. Back at the mausoleum. Oh, no, wait. Here we go. Small dwelling. Yeah, there was an autosave. Let's do the small dwelling. I knew I should have saved it for a reason, so I did. And then let's go out of here. Alright. So, I think, if anything, what I want to do is go around and try to figure out how to get a class. So I'm not just hitting people with this club. Because that's not really what this character is good at. Sentience, good evening, my friend. Oh, wow. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. You are in for an amazing next few days here. That's really exciting. Congratulations, Sentience. All right, let's see. Hope you got all your stuff packed and prepared. Let me go this way. Sentience, thank you so much for the generosity, my friend. That's so kind. Young Sammy, Kesh, good evening, good to see you.
Done.
Yes, best of luck, Sentience. I wish you both the best. I hope everything goes smoothly. I'm sure it will.
Oh, come on, lady. Show me.
Oh, you cowardly knave!
Oh,
Hive dwelling, Braskins, Kip. So I could see all the different collectors.
nothing for me. All right.
I don't know if Ragpicker Square is exactly where I need to be going for this, but tiny rats. Oh, the Office of Vermin Control. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to keep exploring the hive and see if I can find well, there's a few things we're looking for, right? We have a bunch of side quests. We might as well get some of this mapped out. Smoldering Corpse Bar. So this is the place with the 3 thieves outside of it. But the guy says we're going to need violence. And I'm not ready for violence because I can't lean into my intelligence and my wisdom.
He's on fire! You've got to see it to believe it! The burning man right here, right inside!
Mm-hmm. Tattoo parlor. Does tattoo what helps me? You know what, Sentience? Thank you for reminding me about that. I haven't tried it yet, my friend. Fell. You see a Dabus, but something about it strikes you as odd. It has the same shock of white hair, the same greenish cash to its skin, the same pair of goat horns. Then you suddenly realize this one is walking on the ground, not floating. For some reason that makes you uneasy. Mort, can you translate for me? Mort scoffs. I'd sooner be strained through it. Tanari's bowels than unravel from that. This goat head, what he's trying to say. You want a translator? Find a Sigil native. I see. I had some questions for you. What is this place? A slow train of symbols materializes above the fell's head. The symbols take several moments to resolve, and then we get it. So this is where I tattoo color and life upon flesh and bone. Can I see what you got? So what is this? Oh, that's right. I think... So these are like, you could put tattoos on yourself that, I don't know if I can inspect it. Identify. Oh, these are identify items. Here we go, if I right-click it. Yeah, so this just gives you, like, a bonus to charisma, minus to wisdom. So it's like a... kind of like a way to customize your character even further. Now, I don't have the money for anything like this, but that's cool. Oh, Big Vlad, thank you, my friend. I was also on the lookout for the lady in blue. I appreciate that. Absolutely, Sentience. Oh, Nick, man, you would love this. This is a classic. This is considered by many to be one of the best written RPGs ever made. It's from Black Isle in the 90s, the people who did Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Uh-oh. We're getting into a fight, apparently, with some thugs. Well, I'm not really great at fighting, but...
You see that?
thugs, I guess we can take out.
All right.
Damn it.
We got him. Alright, these guys wanted to fight. They had copper and charms. Okay. Well, I'll take all their stuff. A dirty rat charm. It's dangerous, man, this town. You just get attacked. Oh. You mean this person right here? In blue? Let me see. This fellow ignores you. Alright. Or maybe I should look around further. Oh, wait. No. I see harlots. Okay, thank you. Oh, you're right. Thank you. So the name didn't change. You see a young woman dressed in a tight leather bodice and leggings. She smells faintly of cheap perfume, and her face, though pretty, is painted with garish makeup. Oh, she's fallen on hard times. She smiles coyly as she sees you. Seeking some company, love? Are you by any chance Emerisi? Yeah, Nick, man, sometimes it happens like that, doesn't it? She stares at you silently for a time, then speaks. I was called that once, long ago. Who are you? I was sent to find you by Nod, your brother. He's worried about you and hoped I could tell him how you were. Nod? He's alive? Where? Why didn't he come to seek me out himself? I think he's ashamed. He's a collector now, living in poverty in Ragpigger Square. He doesn't seem quite right. In the head, I mean.
Updated my journal.
Aye. He was a bit touched, even as a child, when his name was Thodas. Oh, I've missed him so. Ashamed, though. Ha! Me own work's no more proud. Well, at least I'm doing well for myself. For a hiver, at any rate. I must visit him soon. She looks at you closely for the first time since you've spoken. Are you a friend of Nod's, or... Of a sort, yes. Why? Could ye... She frowns, biting her lip as if considering something. Could you give this to him? She steps close to you and offers a pouch of what looks to be about 100 copper commons. That's hilarious, Nick, man. Yeah, it's like Eureka, right? Hey, Genghis Tron, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. I'm so glad you enjoyed those Graveyard Keeper tips. That is such a fun game. I'm going to give the money to the guy. I'm playing a nice person here. Yes, I swear I'll get it to him.
My journal.
She hands you the pouch. I thank you. Go speak to Nod for me and tell him how I worry about him so. I will. Farewell. Alright. So let's get to Nod. Okay. So we could add a note, here. This is the Burning Man bar. This is the early days of Burning Man. And, here was, you know... Alright. I should add notes all over the place now that I think about it. That's such a nice feature that they added. I don't know if that was part of the original game, but the enhanced edition is just super slick and user-friendly. Vermin control. So I believe that he's up here.
Done.
Iron nails.
Can't afford to get caught off guard, Cutter. We sell only top of the line.
Here we are, Vassar. I think we can pick you out.
Oh, awesome. Tron, congratulations. Oh, we're getting jumped again. Yeah, that 16 White Skull body feels so good. Uh-oh, where'd they take me? Off the map? Oh, we got him.
All right.
You can't take me off the map. Ooh, bronze ring? Nice. Wait, what's going on now? Oh, I changed zones. Okay, I didn't really mean to, but...
All right.
Another ring. My inventory's full. Now that's a surprise. Oh, yeah, it is full. So I have to be careful about my inventory because I don't really know which items usable only by thieves. That's a good question. Yeah, can I give him... Oh, that was a great point. You're right. I could just give it to Mort. Thank you. That's so much more inventory. Okay. So they want to jump me. Mar. I don't know who Mar is. I didn't really... Flophouse, Rag Picker Square. He should be right around here. I might want to talk to Mar later.
Just look natural. Casual.
Oh, here's Porphyron. Let me leave a note for that because that's the guy that you know, we need to beat those thugs up for.
Hey, Cutter! Come here! Come on in and sleep it off! Have a good one!
Biscuit, good evening. I know. I love these games back in the day when you can load like a really bad resolution photo of yourself. Yes, that is the spitting image of me. Dreadlocks, blue skin. Here's Nod. Someone comes to speak to Nod. I spoke to your sister, buddy. You did? Not so happy he is. How's Nod's sister? Tell him of Emerisi. Tell Nod, please. His excitement sets off a long series of coughs. When he can finally speak again, he asks, "Is she still pretty? So pretty?" Yeah, she's a prostitute, and in the hive, she's doing well, and she's worried for you. I mean, honestly, like, it's an upgrade from his position. I don't even know if he would understand this, but let's just be honest. Not so pleased to know that she is all right. Yes, and after a fashion, she is okay. He looks as if he's going to cry for a moment. Then he swallows hard. Anything more? Anything more? She said for Nod to hears. Yes, she wanted you to have these copper commons. She will also visit you as soon as she can find a time.
Dated my journal.
Nod's head stops nodding abruptly, and his jaw drops as you hand him the 100 coins. Beneath the dirt brown hood, his eyes gleam with joy. Such wonderful news! It is good. Wonderful news. I nod thanks ye and thanks ye again, and thanks ye 1,000 times more. Glad I could help, buddy. Alright, so we got 750 experience. See, and that's like one of the things that I love about games like this. There's so many different paths you could take there, different options you have. And even in this like wretched hive town where this man, you know, sells bodies for a living and his sister sells her own body for a living, you could still like make people happy and spread, you know, a modicum of joy even into this like incredibly bleak and rough and tumble place. I'm going to go back this way and see if I can figure out. Actually, let me talk to Mort. Can you give me any deets, Mort? No, I don't want to be Mort. I want to... Oh, here we go. Dialogue. With Mort, yeah.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Can you tell me a little about Sigil? Sigil's a ring-shaped city that's squatting on top of an infinitely tall spire. What? In what some claim to be in the center of the plains, of course. How it could be at the top of an infinitely tall spire, and how the city could even be at the center of the plains, raises some questions. Oh, it's totally that. It's like, playing Fallout 1 or 2, Nickman. Anything else? Sigil's called the City of Doors. Mostly because there's a lot of invisible doors that lead in and out of it. Just about any arch, door frame, barrel hoop, bookshelf, or open window might be a portal under the right conditions. It all depends on if you have the keys to open it. Okay, yeah, I got that. Other questions? What do you think we should do? Well, here's how I see things. Go on. I think you should try to root out this Farad wherever he set up Chip. You wouldn't have had those directions tattooed on your back if you didn't have some inkling of what was up with you. One of the locals around here has to knows where he is. Right. Let's look for him. So it's true. We do need to look for him. And, alright, fine. Maybe I shouldn't... Maybe I should go back that way. Well, I'm in Rag Paper Square already.
I'm gone.
I guess the idea would be, what I could do is... Oh, no, I want you here too, dude.
All right.
All right, Dick Man. Take care. Yeah, and, you know, my gaming instinct, Hermie, was that if I talk to Farad, then it will open up the option to do that. I don't know if that's wrong, but that's kind of where I'm feeling like, which is that I have to get to that part of the quest chain before things start going right.
Hey, you!
Done.
Hey, Cutter, come on inside and get warm. We'll give you a nice bed.
Here's the marketplace.
I'm gone.
Oh, here's Craddock. I was supposed to talk to this guy. You see a huge man watching the area with a tight-lipped frown and narrowed eyes. Yeah, Hermie, it is strange, but, like, most of the riffraff, like, they're low-level thugs, I can just beat to death, and Mort can help me. But in hard situations, there's no way. So I just have to be careful. He's hunched, as if bearing a heavy load on his shoulders. The unpleasant smell of sweat and dirt wafts from his clothes. Greetings! You Craddock? Mayhap. He studies your face. If I am, what be it to ye? I come with a message from Bayan the Sender. The message states the shipment must be cursed by third day, or there will be a penalty. By the hells. Can they be such fools that they think we can miracle it there? All right then, your message has found its way to the right ears. For all the good it will do, what's the problem? Look around you. Craddock nods at the laborers in the marketplace, then scowls. These laggards and half-wits can barely keep up with the load as it stands, and now it needs doing it half the time. Do you need some help? I'll tell you what I need. All my men to show up for work. Jalay's gone missing since this morning. I need him back. Where'd he go? That hive-bred goat is probably passed out on the street somewhere by the smoldering corpse. I just went there when he should be here, helping us. I could find him. Oh, you could you? Craddock squints at you. And now why would you want to do that? You need the help, don't you? It doesn't sound like you could spare the time to go looking for him, and there's work to be done. Craddock is silent for a moment, then nods. Aye. Ye find July, tell him to drag his worthless, bub-ridden hide here. I'll pay you for your trouble, he frowns. When ye found him. Alright, I'll get him. Sweet. I can do that. Let's see. I swear there was something in my journal about, that vermin and disease control place, but maybe it was just something I read. Oh my gosh, Reekwind. This man is looking at you with a strange, bug-eyed stare. His eyes are huge. I'm getting him confused with Rincewind, or whatever, like the wizard from the Terry Pratchett novel. His eyes are huge. They look ready to pop out of his sockets. He nods eagerly as you approach, bobbing his head like a bird. As you near him, you suddenly notice the smell of urine and feces surrounding him. This is great. I'm glad to be talking to you. Greetings! The man sniffles. He reeks. Wiping his nose on his sleeve, then opens his mouth to reveal blackened, rotted gums. Oh, this gets better and better. Stories for coin? His breath reeks. It smells like this man has been keeping rotten meat stored inside his mouth. Well, his tongue might be rotting, it's true. Who are you? The man snorts, thick with phlegm. Names? Who are you? His head does a straight twitch every time he repeats himself. Name's Dangerous. Okay, Dangerous. What you doing here? He glances around at the ground and stares in dirt with his foot. Dangerous? Knowing a name or being stuck with one. Both a mess of trouble. He looks back up at you. My name's a given name, not one asked for. Reek Wind. Once again, you become conscious of his reeking breath and the smell of urine and feces that surrounds him. A given name. Is that your real name? Not my true name. Reekwind mumbles on, his head twitching every time he says name. A true name's a dangerous thing, gives others power. He stares at you with his huge eyes and wags his finger. Keep your name secret. Keep it close. Never let it out. What do you mean? Names are like smells. I'm getting a lot of smells right now. Things can track you with them. Requin coughs, his eyes almost popping out of his skull as he does so. His cough seems to loosen his bowels. Oh boy. For he breaks wind loudly as if to accentuate his point. If someone knows a true name, it gives them power. I don't know my true name.
Updated my journal.
Requin's eyes widen. Seeing his eyeballs bulge even larger makes you uneasy. Then you are blessed, blessed. Remain nameless, and you shall be as a spirit on the plains, untraceable, untrackable, unseen, undiscovered. He smacks his gums wetly. A name's chosen, a name given. It allows others to find you and hurt you. Have you been hurt? Requin gives a twitching nod, then scratches himself. Let my name slip once. Only once, only once. His eyes film over as if the memory is painful, then glances at you uneasily. Tell you the story I can, I will, but 3 coppers must I see. His face splits into a smile as he says the word coppers, and his reeking breath hits you like a hammer. Hey, Silu, good evening, good to see you. Alright, buddy, I'll give you coppers just because I feel bad for you. Requin gets into a stance, looks left, looks right, then faces you. His face clenches, then with a grunt, he breaks wind again. The smell nearly levels you, but he takes no notice. Cursed I walk the wards in splendor. He stands up stiffly, nose high in the air. He saunters back and forth, nodding to invisible passerby. Listen.
Updated my journal.
Requin freezes, his arms akimbo, crossed paths with a crossed one. Had the looking of a pumpkin. His seeds curses. Requin then thrusts his belly out so as to appear fat, slicks back his hair with his filthy palm so he looks almost bald, and begins drumming his fingers on his fat belly. He then walks and begins drumming his fingers, he then walks about, circling the spot where his stuffy upper-class persona used to be. All a jumble with cursors this one was. With a sneer and a careless gesture, Requin tosses an invisible curse at the stuffy persona. Knew my name, let it slip I had all it took it all. He stiffens up again, inhaling deeply and resuming his upper-class persona. The persona suddenly crumples and Requin breaks wind violently, then exhales, filling the air with his foul, reeking breath, cursed with stenches, smells, excrement. Came here to tell tales, all good for now. Now Requin is the name given name. I've got other questions. I need to find Farad. Requin suddenly hunches over. A king, a noble tale. Okay, I already gave you money. That's okay, buddy. Alright. So let me go ahead and add a note for Craddock. And then... Oh, I don't think I actually added it. There we go. Let's go up here, see what this is. The map kind of curls up this way a bit. Yeah, and you can go to another section, which I've actually never been to. I'm going to turn around because oh! Razor Angel. This alley dweller greets you with an exaggerated politeness and a deep bow. Greetings, stranger. You've chosen an auspicious day to pass through our lands. The toll be a mere 10 coins. I've already paid that. The Razor Angel looks off into the shadows for a moment, makes a hand sign and shakes his head. No, you haven't. This is the last warning you'll get. 10 coins of the cold earth. You'll have to catch me first. Ah, ha, ha. Aw, they caught me. Here, go this way. You can just run away, I guess. And I will. Actually, can I see the world map? The hive, the hive, the hive. Buried village. Alright. Yeah, Big Vlad, they never will, right? Reekwind will take them down in a heartbeat. I think this is not the right way. It's not. I need to go the other direction here. I think the burning place is over here.
All right.
I can't remember exactly. There it is. Yep. Okay.
All right.
Let's look for the passed out dude. I mean, here he is. July. I see him. You see a thin man with stained clothes, a hooked nose, and two stubby horns jutting from his forehead. He's stumbling about and muttering to himself. He stinks of brine, vomit, and cheap wine. I really have good luck talking to people who smell horrible in this game. Are you July? If so, Craddock needs you back at the marketplace. Got some experience. Craddock, the man's eyes widen. Ah, Craddock, me generous boss. Well, you can tell him this. He can pike off, and that's he's a filthy dog, a cur of the lowest sort, and July's not a working for him anymore. He jabs you with a finger. Tell him that. I'll tell him. Farewell, buddy. Alright, that's, it's not going well. Uh-oh, we got some thugs coming after us. Run away. Oh, I need that regeneration to really kick in. Alright, marketplace.
All right.
Hit it. Cradman, where are you at? Here he is. You see him. His scowl has deepened since when you first saw him. It looks like it's about to crack his face in two. I found July. Is that right? Craddock glances around. Where is he? He said to pike off that you were a cur of the lowest sort and that he wasn't going to work for you anymore.
Updated my journal.
I'm telling the truth. Craddock's face turns a bright red and his face cracks into a snarl. Damn be his name. May all the evils of the plains hound his footsteps. Whoa, that's pretty rough. A blistering stream of insults, threats, and speculation about July's family roots issues from Craddock's mouth.
Taunts, all right.
Ooh. Mort clicks his teeth together as Craddock builds up steam. You can almost hear him taking notes inside his skull. Craddock finishes his tirade with a grunt. Damn that July. I'm in need of a day's work. I'll take his duties in exchange for his pay. Craddock studies you for a moment. Yee-ha! You couldn't. He suddenly falls silent. Well, mayhap you can. It's hard work, and there's drinking on my watch. Understood. Let's get started. The work is long, but at the end of the shift, you're not the least bit tired. Craddock grunts as you return. You did well enough. Here's your pay. 10? I was hoping for 10,000. Is that out of the question? Farewell. Alright, so I got some cash. Okay. Well, how close are we to leveling up? Not that close. But we're getting a lot of experience, which is good. So, I can go to the Alley of the Dangerous Angles. That doesn't sound good. That's where I got jumped, and they tried to charge me money. But could that be the direction that we need to go for our good buddy. Oh no. I need to, he was cursed by a fat, balding man who dresses in orange. Upper wards. Okay, so we gotta find that guy. We gotta help Reekwind. Alright, let's go in, let me save it. And let's try to go in here. Maybe I can ask one of these other people about Braskin. About where Farah might be. In a loud, booming voice, Braskin asks, "What in the name of the abyss are you doing in my house? Leave now before I make you even more ugly than you already are." Well, I mean, that's scary. I was just gonna look at your couch. It's nice. I like your house, okay. Alright, he didn't want me to come in there. Apparently, that did not go over well. So where are we going to find... I mean, we're in the right area. Let me look at the world map. I'm currently here. I'm not really in Ragpicker Square, though. So let's go back to the square. It just kind of like... Because there's so many collectors everywhere. Maybe they... Alright, let's go that way then. Fine. Yeah, it's late.
All right.
I wonder if that's going to come into play or not. One Ear. Let's talk to One Ear. You see a shady-looking fellow standing before you, picking his teeth with what appears to be a tiny metal fork. His chest is covered by patchwork armor, adorned with large spikes, and a long knife hangs at his side. You notice he's missing his right ear. Hey!
Updated my journal.
He regards you coolly from the shadows as if sizing you up. I had some questions for you. The one-eared tiefling scowls at you threateningly. Pike off, Burke, or I'll have your guts for garters. Oh, you wear guts for garters too? If it's garters you're after, I just happen to have a pair. Your mother left them in my bed last night. Ooh, good one. Alright, fine. He's not the guy to talk to.
You don't want to sleep out here. It's cold. Come on inside where it's warm. Tell them my girls are the finest in town. They'll make
Alright, we're back in Ragpicker Square. Let's start looking around. I don't know what the midwife's hut means, but that sounds interesting. Oh, Yellowfingers. I didn't talk to him yet. This Weasley-looking fellow is skulking about the garbage like a tattered shadow. Seeing you and Mort, he beckons to you. Hey, the skull! Where'd you get the skull? Me skull it is! Give it back to me! Mort turns to the hiver. Pike off. Who are you? Skull's mine. Give it to me. I'll forget ye stole it, he mumbles, his narrowed eyes darting. Go on. Take the skull. This is not your skull. You calling me a liar? Skull's mine, he mumbles for a moment, eyes rolling and darting. Ye the thief spitting lies, I'll gut ye. I wouldn't try it. The man glances you, eyes narrow. Suddenly, he attacks. Meet his attack. Alright, buddy, you want to fight? My hit points are a little lower than I'd like.
Die.
Oh, we crit him. Oh, he had some good money. Hey, Mort, do you want his body? He said you were his skull. Do you need a body? The underbelly of this platform is thick with razor vine. It looks like it's holding the platform together. Ratbone. Hey, Ratbone, it's me. This man is whistling a cheerful tune and playing with a well-kept fighting knife. As you approach him, he stops whistling and gives you a curious look. What you want? I had some questions. Me name's Ratbone Cutter. I'm a thief for hire in the employ of Sharegrave, the boss of the collectors you see around the square. He pays me mostly to learn his lads to be real quiet-like, and how to fight if they runs into a spot of trouble. That's likely the only questions I'll answer for you, Cutter. He sniffs and shrugs. I'm looking for Farad. You know where he is? Ratbone shakes his head. Nah, I don't. He's nearby, though. Some of the lads come running through at times, making for some hidey hole that who knows where. Somewhere up around those elevated platforms, I'll bet. But it's none of my business. He shrugs and spits on the ground. Live and let live, says Ratbone. Okay, well, the collectors are really about the dead, but, you're a thief for hire. Could you train me? Sure, for a spot of jink. Been trained before? No, I haven't. That's fine. I'm gonna cuff you now, so dodge it. He suddenly swings his open hand at your head. Dodged a blow. You avoid Ratbone's blow. Not bad, Cutter. Now about that spot of jink. 50 commons and I'll see you trained right up. No thanks. He shrugs. Where's your boss, Sharegrave? He nods toward the large, dilapidated house beside him. Now I wonder, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if I paid this guy the 50, would that change my class to being a thief? And so I need to find, like, or is it just raising your skills a little bit? I don't know if there's like a formal place that you go that lets you, talk to different people behind desk to change your job, or if it's like just some rando like this that I need to look for. Yeah, I feel like it might be. Careful, Cutter. He doesn't like visitors. He's right suspicious of everyone. Sharegrave's not even his real name. Just what me and some of the others call him. Okay, buddy. Thanks. So he did give me a tip, though. He set up by the raised platforms. Here's a raised platform. Looks like it was built to collect rainwater, they say. I mean, I did go in there already, but I didn't find anything. Well, that's right, Hermie. I remember that. Good point. Old Mebeth. Mebeth! This squat old woman looks like she's had all the color bled out of her. Everything from her hair to her shawl to her robe are all shades of gray. 50 shades of gray. The only splotches of color on her come from several strange herbs which are tied to her belt by their stalks. The herbs make a strange swish when she moves like a broom. Greetings! The elderly woman turns and stares at you, and you notice the gray shades blanketing her body extend to her features as well. Her hair is as wispy gray, and her eyes are like chips of granite. She frowns when she sees you. And who might you be, I'm a traveler. Is that so? And where have you traveled from, then? From the mortuary through the hive to here. Ha! Mortuary pale-faces, all concerned with making sure the debtors are all the just to right places. Pah! Dusties and fools, 2 words, same meaning. The woman's features suddenly go blank and her eyes roll to the back of her head. Are you all right? The woman starts mumbling, her tone mocking. Me am dusty. Me want to die 'cause this life fake. Her eyes snap back to the front and she snorts. Dusties. No sense, no nothing. She points her finger at you. You run out of this life, child. There's little or no place to go. I see. Who are you? With a sly cackle, she wags her eyebrows. Have ye not heard of old Macbeth, then, the midwife of the square? Have ye now? She narrows her eyes and her voice drops. Well, now you have, for I be Macbeth. Oh, you mean Macbeth? Yes, I'm familiar. Oh, wait. Okay. You're a midwife.
Updated my journal.
What do you do? I set bones right, drive the cough out of the sick, yank out squealing, stubborn babes, mend cloaks or a rag or two, make cures and herbs and other such. She squints at you, studying your scars. Be needing a cure 3, do ye then? Cures? Aye, you be needing some cures to look at ya. Did you want to buy some, or do you? She glances at the scars covering your body again, then shrugs. Too late to be asking for them, I think. Actually, I could... Do you mind if I sleep here? Of course, child. I have a mess of blankets in the corner that would serve. Oh, great. She will let you sleep. Oh my god. Look at that cutscene. It's a clock. Hopefully I've healed fully. I did. I made it. And hopefully it's early, so it'll be light outside. That's great. Let's see what she sells for healing. Very well. She reaches and she snaps it off, and she
Updated my journal.
Oh. Okay, so she just heals you. Thank you. So you can just come to her and get healing. That's cool. So if you get roughed up... So this is kind of to your point from earlier, Hermie. Like, the game does have... You have to search for it, but it's got provisions. Like, if you're a mage like me and you're having trouble, you just run away. You could come rest or get healed by the midwife. You know, so... and you regenerate passively. Or if you die, you just end up in... I think that's what it is, too. Like, if you die, you just end up back in the mortuary. So the game, like... It doesn't care if you die. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, and even if it looked like I was trapped in that cellar, if I die, I just go back to the mortuary. 8 years, oh boy. So, if we go to the map, go to the world map, by the way, I love that this map is, I mean, you know, all maps of this age, I guess, would be like hide stitched together, but this looks more sinister than that. But anyway, I'm in Ragpicker Square. I'm looking for the dude. Here is the hive itself, and they say it's ring-shaped, so we haven't gone to the Alley of Lingering Sighs, and... You know, we didn't really do much in the Alley of Dangerous Angles because it was scary. But we can still just go around to explore, to try to find the mage, so we can change classes at least. And we want to get Farad. But we've raised the level with Mort, and we're earning a bunch of experience and just kind of talking to people. And honestly, this game is like, it really stays with you. You get so much of the lore. There's so many people that it does feel like, you know, this living, breathing city. And I'm excited to, you know, continue exploring. But it is indeed my bedtime, and I want to say, everyone, thank you so much for coming out to the stream tonight and playing some more Planescape Torment. This game is really, really awesome. It's going to take a long time, you can tell, to kind of work through it because of all of the text, but I enjoy talking to everyone. You never know when you'll find a quest or some experience. I hope you all have a fantastic evening or day and a great weekend. I'm not sure if I'll be back yet on Sunday, or it might be Monday, depending on the holiday weekend here with Labor Day and all. Hermie, Big Vlad, Siloom, Biscuit, Genghis, Nickman, Sentience, good luck again, my friend. Daniel, congratulations as well again. Sentience, Jamnuska, Crispy Bacon, Cowboy, Michael, Cody, Ty, Etarm, Chef Smitty, Young Sammy, Quiche Play, everybody out there, take care. Have a great one.